Hello, the game has started. Just say hello to my opponent. And my opponent has opened with Jin. Now Jinx is good, and so is Moxa. So Moxa for 37. The other option would be Ducks for 39 with a vowel heavy leave. Ducks. Yeah, I think I will go with this. Ouch. I've picked up a whole bunch of vowels. I picked up 3 vowels, and I was already vowel heavy, so this is a pretty poor rack now. I do have meow here for 25, but 3 A's is unideal. Maybe just ma. 23, no, not great. Okay, opponent scores very well there with Assy Nose and Jin. I have Omar here for 21. Moa. 20. No, it's a pretty dire situation, this. What about AUA for 15? Just gives back such easy score for opponent. Ginny is good with an I and a Y. I'm going with Omar. That's it. Done. 21. I draw vowels again, mostly. And pretty far from bingo territory here. Oxy is good, and Yay is not a good play because it gives back very easy scoring opportunity for opponent. Okay, what about... this looks alright. AYE there. Yeah. Creates a Z hotspot. Don't know about that. What about... nothing for going in front of Ox that I have. What about... Yay there. Gee, whatever I do creates a Z hotspot. Anyway, I might be the one who picks the Z. Yay for 27. Wow, the vowels just keep on coming, so it looks like I will eventually have to change here. Ideate scores next to nothing. 9 points with 2 eyes on the rack, certainly not better than changing. still quite a bit behind, so not a good position to be in this one. No. Tired. 12. No. Whatever I do just feels so weak. Okay, opponent's provided an L. Wow. I thought there might be something I could do here, but no, not seeing litai. No. Telia. 18. It's got to be slightly better than changing. Wow, more vowels. Gee, opponent, I wonder what his racks are looking like if I'm getting all the vowels. Wive or woe. What about owie? Ah, vintages. Okay, opponent's bingoed again. Owie. 32. I draw the Z. I do have ZA down here, ZE here. So I have ASO. 48. Doesn't give too much back to opponent, and a decent rack leave. Okay, opponent hasn't taken the... I don't know if owie takes an S. Aviso for 36. Then I still have 2 Z hotspots. And I'm taking out... yeah, hotspot there. Okay, I've got the Z, the B, so I've got the ZA play there still. Beza is good, but not Baza. Beza, I think, is good. B-A-I-Z-A. Okay, I think just ZA is okay here for... love to get rid of the B as well. Yeah, I'm going with this. ZA for 44. Okay, this is a little bit closer to bingo territory. Not quite tabooly. Opponent has exchanged. I have the bi prefix and the bio prefix. Bio. orbital plus an I. Now there's IST ending words. And if I have a bingo ending in an I, then hooking it onto this F would be handy, or an A. Obelia plus an I. Bio. I'm sure I'm missing something here. Just feels so close. I want to get rid of BI. No, just not seeing a bingo with the... It's got to be something, but I'm missing it. Anyway, I'm going with boy, and hopefully I don't draw a third I. I don't. That's good. Ciliate onto the F there. Now, I'm not seeing anything ending in an A, am I? Actually, her, that's created a... oh, I've got tail lie. Tail lie and hurl for 79. That looks alright. Not a good pickup. That was pretty unfortunate, but Dern sorts the rack out, but it does create a bingo ending in S. Is there another way of scoring with this rack? It's a bit of a shocker because they're all 1 point tiles, and they just don't hold out the promise of a decent score. I have Largen, which I think I'll pull the trigger on because I am getting a bit low on time. Largen, opponent will have to underlap the L to bingo. Yeah, I think this looks fine. Some clunky consonants to consider here. I don't think I'll be bingoing with this lot. What about ramp? That'll take out a few useful... well, it'll take out the E, which is the most useful of these two. Scores quite well. Ramp, that looks quite nice. Just looking at other good scoring spots. What about mob? Not a bad rack leaf, combines well with this E. Okay, opponent's kind of taken out that spot. Do I go with mob? That forces opponent to play the bingo, exposing the trip lane. X is gone, so no hotspot for the X under low. I think this might be the play. Actually, what about prob? Doesn't score as much as mob, but it makes it a little bit harder to underlap for a bingo. Now I've got the ing ending. Moking, no good. Mako is not a verb, but it is a word. Opponents closing down bingo lanes pretty swiftly. Zek is good and OK is good. So, yeah, I quite like OK here. And I think I will pull the trigger for 35. Imagine having a bingo on your rack and no place to play it. Feck is no good. Not spelt like that anyway. Imagine now bingos ending in R or A are still a potential. An opponent's got R's on his rack. Wow, do I take this spot out? What does he potentially have? Snorted. No, I don't think he has a bingo here. That ends in R, that is. And I don't think he's going to underlap. I suppose OE. No, there's no bingo there for him. But I'm just concerned about this spot here. Is there definitely no place for imagine? Wonder if I just play the A here, that might just, if he has got some hidden bingo. Wow, what do I do? Do I try outrun opponent with score, or do I just block his one and only bingo lane? If I play A there, I don't think he's got an 8 ending in A. That's highly unlikely. Yeah, I'm just going to play this, just in case he has a 7-letter bingo ending in R. I can't see it. I'm going with that. So, be interesting to see what opponent does now. He's got one last shot at a bingo, and he might create a lane. If he'll play off a T or a R somewhere, I'd say, if he's got two duplicates of both. But how does he play? Oh, he play a R here. Lore. Oh, he's played a T. Rodster. No, that doesn't play. Rodster. No. I've just got to be careful not to create an opening. Oh. I'm going to do Meg. Rodster does not play anywhere, and I don't think it has a bingo that plays either. Oh, Daughters. Okay, so he almost clenched it. Daughters was the bingo. So that's quite interesting. I wonder if I had... Maybe the idea was to play Meg here. He's not going to end a bingo on an M. Meg has no front hooks. I don't think Smeg is good. Anyway, we'll find out at the end. So, just thank my opponent for the game. Now let's see. I finished on 426. Opponent 412. So very close. Let's see what we missed. Gin was best for opponent, and Ducks was best here for 39. Assy Nose came down, highest scoring bingo. And then I had this awful rack of all the vowels. I went with Omar, but AUA at E10, AUA. I think I looked at that, but it just looked like it gave back easy score next to it. So I went with Omar. And similar equities, so... Now opponent's got a bingo here. He doesn't spot it. Switched for 64. And that was H6. Through the eye. Yeah. Now, yay for 27 or A for 30 at 4K. AYE. Yeah. I ended up going for yay. Why did I do that? Anyway. Impletes, pledgettes, steeply, stempel. Quite a few bingos here. Steeple as well. Opponent went with Pell. Tayid I did consider, but went with Telia in the end for 18. And then Steving for 74. Good few bingos there. Opponent gets vintages down. Actually, I think vintages takes a T. Vintage, vintager, vintagist. Anyway, we'll find out later. Owie for 32 was best. Thud for 28. But then, no, maybe it doesn't take a T because it would have featured, yeah. It would have featured in that list. So, Thud and then Azo for 48. I did look at Azo, and it was a good score, but I thought, still a S, still a blank. I don't know, Aviso was a good score, and I did identify 2 Z spots for the following turn. So that was my thinking there. I knew I'd score well with the Z either way. Opponent struggling a bit with a vowel shortage. Fiddly for 30 through ID. That's quite nice. He goes with Fry for 22. And then... wow, look at that. Albizia. Albizia. Gee. Al is busier than his brother Steve. Albizia. That's how I'm going to remember that one. That played at C5. Down onto YU, the A hook that I mentioned. But I've never seen that word before. Albizia, that's great. The only bingo available. Exchange for opponent. Bolivia. Knew there was a bingo there. And it is a word I know because it's a country I know, and it's a word I've seen as well. So, in lists, that is, word lists. So, that was a miss. I went with boy, and then her for 25 with a fabulous rack leave was the top play. Now, luckily, I did have a spot to play my bingo. Tailsy, also good. I played Taily, however you pronounce that. Tail lie. And then Glutei for 22 was best for opponent. He went with Gur. Now Largen was best, or Langer. Both good. And Chi for 22 was best here. Get rid of the Q. I was wondering why my opponent had blocked a useful lane, being column O, but then I now realize he kind of had to get rid of the Q, and 22 points is far better than changing. Prob for 16, but op at I12. Well, yeah, see, op scores well, 27, but my thinking was this lane was quite easy to kind of bingo onto. Well, I wouldn't say easy, but by playing prob, I did make it harder for opponent to underlap and forced the bingo to expose column A if he were to bingo under prob. So I think prob had the strategic merit of controlling the board a little bit more and inhibiting my opponent's bingo potential. So florets he's got there, but no place for it. And he goes with fee, which was the top score, and unfortunately did block bingo lanes in column A. I wonder why he didn't play. Well, Def scored less, but it's, yeah, just wonder if leaving that T would have been better for him. Anyway, Fee did score well for 20. Now he's only 32 behind at this stage, but it's me on turn. So I've got Mako for 52. Look at that in the top left, getting the K doubled and the O hooking on to make op. That's huge. That would have sealed it, I think, because 52 would have put me on 4-1-2, and then opponent would have needed, actually only would have needed a 90-point bingo and then the count back from my remaining tiles, because I would have emptied the bag. So it's not always best to, you think, I'm 100 points ahead, but then with the bingo and the count back, he could land up winning by a few points. So Mako, and Mako also provided 3 floaters, albeit in first position MA and I, but he'd need to have bingoed in column A to get a large enough score to challenge the lead. Anyway, I went with OK. I think it was fine. And then Del for 8. Law for 10. Yeah, that was what I mentioned during the game. I thought Law was a good play if he had the 2 R's, which he did. Law would have forced me to play underneath. And that would have blocked his potential bingos ending in R or A. although there were no A's to come from his point of view. Imagine didn't play anywhere. Ginny for 14, leaving 1 in the bag. But, yeah, I just didn't feel that. I just didn't want to leave the spot. I thought there might be a 7 ending in an R, and then I'm finished if he bingos there. Well, not finished, but yeah, unlikely to win because he would have picked up 2 and got some count back from me. So it would have been close either way if he bingoed. As it happens, Rotters, but Sayu no good. So I don't think he had a bingo. Unless Storter, nah, I don't think he had one. Anyway, he plays TA here. Now I thought Pigmen for 22, that's quite nice. From the PO, Pigmen, getting rid of the M, the G, and a couple of other tiles. So, yeah, 22 plus 401, 423, and opponent's only going to manage a face value bingo. So he's not going to get 90 points, that's for sure. Even with count back, most he'd be looking at is about late 70s or early 80s. So I think Pigmen would have been 100% win rate. And yeah, I went with Meg. It was the highest score, and I think it was fine in terms of sealing it as well, because now 426 daughters, yeah, 66, and that was the end of the game. So yeah, 1 or 2 misses, but pretty good game all in all. Nice and close at the end there. There was a bit of strategic analysis that was required at the end. So hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.